Chelsea, whenever you make a bet, and maybe it's a nighttime bet, do you ever track how your day is going and maybe get a good feeling about your bet based on how everything is playing out in your day? Because I definitely do. I've been doing some home improvement around here. I had a deck board fixed, and the guy came in and put some support under the deck that I needed, but did it very quickly because I don't know anything about that stuff. And he's like, "Don't worry about it, man," because I use the same handyman I've used for a while. He's like, don't sweat it. And then I went to meet the lovely Catherine for our Tiki Tuesday. And I sit down, I'm waiting for her. The bartender's like, first one's on me. Don't worry about it, brother. I'm like, awesome. And so I thought, everything's going my way. Catherine comes. I don't even have to ask. The hockey game's on TV. I glance up. The Hurricanes are up 1-0. I thought, you know what? I'm winning this bet because for some reason the stars are in line. Everything's going my way today. Do you ever have days like that?
I feel the opposite way. When everything is going poorly, that's when my bets don't hit. Do you get what I'm saying? When it rains, it pours, and the opposite is true on the opposite side of the fence where, everything's going right. Those are the days you win your bets. And then the days where you're just in a terrible mood in general, those are the days you look up the box score and your bet's like already losing, 5-0 in the first inning. So I subscribe to that. It just seems like those days go hand in hand.
Yeah, I agree. When it all goes wrong, it all goes wrong. I have no idea how I feel about today. I'll probably have a good idea about my best bet in a couple hours, depending on how our listening session goes. Because we have a listening session after this show where we listen to ourselves, we critique ourselves. If it goes well, I'm going to feel like, oh, okay. But if not, well, maybe it's going to be a bad day. So that's essentially me putting my bets on Bill Inover, our producer. And this is his last week. We'll pay tribute to him in due time here before Friday. But ultimately, this is about Bill giving us a good listening session. I'm putting it out there right now because we need our bets to hit.
There's nothing worse than having to listen to your own voice for like 15 minutes too.
Oh, agreed.
I can't wait to just pick apart everything I do wrong. So that should be fun. But I will make some waffles and sit and eat my waffles while we do our listening session. It's the equivalent of us watching game film.
Yes, it is. And it's the worst. When I did TV, that was the worst because not only did you have to listen to yourself, then you had to watch yourself. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like 2 shots to the groin. I got to listen and watch myself. And then you'd have that night where, look at that massive pimple on my forehead. Not enough makeup there. I hated doing that. But at least it's a little bit easier when it's just audio. We'll do that after the show. Coming up next on BetQL Daily, the Joes and Aaron debate why baseball unders are no longer falling off a cliff after being a reliable bet throughout April. And if you missed our conversation with Mid-Major Matt about the best way to bet baseball K-props, download and subscribe to the Daily Tip wherever you get your podcasts. All right, here we go. Let's find out who we have the most faith in today.
Today's best bets.
Chelsea, I don't think your best bet came home last night, but you're 2. So technically, that is a 2-1 evening for you. What do you have for us this evening?
Yeah, swept the board on strikeout props, and that's where I'm headed today, going with the strikeout prop for the Red Sox starter, Nathan Eovaldi, against the Braves. His number is 5.5. I'm going to take the over for -122. And here's why. He's hit this number in 4 of 6 starts this season. And also last night, Garrett Whitlock got 5 strikeouts in just 3 innings of work. Looking at this Braves lineup, they strike out quite a bit against right-handed starters, striking out 25% of the time, which is just 1% worse than the worst strikeout team in baseball, the Reds. So we're looking at a Braves team who is the 8th worst against right-handed starters when it comes to striking out. And also, I think Eovaldi is going to get a little bit more leash tonight. If you have a starter only go 3 innings and you have a terrible bullpen like the Red Sox do, I think the leash is going to be a little bit longer for Eovaldi to have more opportunities to get this strikeout prop because he's going to be in for more of the game. So I'm going to go with Nathan Eovaldi over strikeout prop of 5.5 for -122.
Well done. I went back and forth on what I was going to make my best bet. Back and forth between baseball, hockey, baseball, hockey. I'm going to go with baseball tonight, even though my hockey bets have won 3 straight. And I'm looking at the Mets on the run line against my Nationals. I hate fading Washington, but the numbers are the numbers, and the Nats are starting Aaron Hernandez, who has not gotten past the 5th inning this season. Even if he does pitch well, he's going to give way to one of the worst bullpens in baseball. And this Mets team is batting .256 as a club. That's the 2nd best average in all the major leagues. And in their last 6 losses, 5 of those, if you're DC, have been by at least 2 runs. I'm not laying minus 185 on the money line with New York. So give me the Mets on the run line against the Nationals, only minus 110 at BetMGM. Chelsa, where is that? Oh, I saw you glance. Oh, there is the magic 8-ball. Let's go. What do you got?
Holy crap. Magic 8-ball.
Ooh.
Damn straight it's an 8-ball, and that's how we're going to judge our bets today, as we do every day on this show. All right, so let's ask the magic 8-ball that we bought from a toy store to fade or tail our bets. So 8-ball, do we like Nathan Eovaldi over a strikeout prop of 5.5 today? 8-ball says, outlook not so good.
Oh, you 8-ball. That's a Wednesday. I never trust that 8-ball on a Wednesday. All right, 0 for 1 on the 8-ball. Chelsa, give it one more shot here.
All right, New York state of mind. Do we like the Mets today on the run line? Answer is without a doubt.
That's what I'm talking about, 8-ball. Let's keep it going. If you want to watch Chelsa display the 8-ball, and she does it quite elegantly, all you have to do is go to Twitch. You can watch us, twitch.tv/BetQL. That's twitch.tv/BetQL. Absolutely well done. If this show ends tomorrow, you have a future as a hand model.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Jenks.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Chelsa, do you have any leans for us today?
No, just one play. And I was battling some discipline to myself. And I thought to myself, all right, Chelsea, you only really like one play. So only play one thing, because I've got in the habit of, you say, do you have any leans? And I'm like, sure, let's throw some things out there. I'm not doing that today. Only like one play. Let's stick with one.
Is this your reaction to a mini cold streak where you're like, no, I'm just going with my favorite play of the day?
No, because I'm not on a cold streak anymore. I've hit
well, that's my whole point. You were on one, and then you're like, no, I'm not on one. I'm just going with a singular bet here.
No, it's just a matter of me not liking that many plays. And plus, they're being real slow to put out the strikeout props today. So
that's fair.
One for
Very
me.
fair. Okay, I got a couple of leans here. I can get your thoughts on it. First of all, I got to go a little stick and puck tonight. Stanley Cup playoffs. The Rangers have to have a win. I think they get it against Pittsburgh. They're minus 135 on the money line at BetMGM. If you like the Pens, I hate the Pens. I hate Pittsburgh. They're plus 110 if you want to take them. But I'm all over the Rangers. Now, I know Louis Domingue has been a great story in net for Pittsburgh, the third stringer who ate his spiced pork and broccoli, got in the game because he wasn't expecting to play, has been very, very good. And when you look at Igor Shesterkin for the Rangers, you think this is a guy who has not been playing well, was absolutely brilliant during the regular season. He's been pulled in the past 2 games, but at some point, he's going to have positive regression because he was the best netminder in the NHL this season. They're back at Madison Square Garden, and in their last 30 games at home, the Rangers are 20-10. I think they win tonight. Short enough price for me on the blue shirts. That's minus 135. That's one lean. And my other lean, Chelsea, I'm on all New York teams today. I'm on the Mets. I'm on the Rangers. And I'm on the Yankees at minus 145. I'll put a little sprinkle, not my favorite bet because I don't want to bet something that juicy I'm not that confident in. But I'm confident enough because the Jays are going with Jose Berrios, who has given up 17 runs in his last 28 2/3 innings. We know the Yankees are loaded on offense. They lead the league in home runs and slugging. And the Blue Jays bullpen has been putrid thus far. They have the second worst bullpen in the American League. The Yankees have won 14 of 16. This is a good price for a better Yankees club right now. Yankees on the money line, minus 145 at BetMGM. Do you like any of those plays?
Every time I bet on the Yankees, I think they've lost. So I am staying away from this one. I'm not going to mush it, but I do like it. It seems like the good play here, especially under the minus 150. I think that's as far as I'm willing to go when it comes to the juice.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe,
yesterday,
I did minus 160 yesterday, but
I did too. Hey, it came home though. I know it was late. I know it took an Aaron Judge walk off in the bottom of the ninth, but it did come home. Time now for your BetQL 5-star best bet for insight, analysis, historical trends, and more 5-star best bets. Download the BetQL app. Donkster, you went 0-5 2 nights ago, but last night you recovered. I almost dropped you off. I almost disowned you, and because you love your father, you went 4-1. What do you have to say for yourself?
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
What? Oh, what? You expect some oats because you went 4-1 last night? You'll get no such thing until I see consistency. Chelsa, this is what the Donkster says tonight. Blue Jays at Yankees, over 7.5. A's at Tigers, over 7.5. Astros at Twins, guess what? Over
They're
7.5. What's going on here with the Donkster? Does this guy play unders or what?
This seems like he's blindly betting overs. And some nights it works, and some nights he goes 0-5. So I get it that the totals are starting to play more to overs as the weather gets nicer, but still, like, what are we doing here? Blindly
I'm
betting
going-
overs? Give us a better reason than that.
And haven't unders, didn't I just read that unders were the way to go in baseball? They've been a reliable bet. Didn't I
Yeah,
just
so
read that?
far, but I do think the numbers are going to correct themselves eventually.
They always do. Unders have been hitting at a 57% clip. And here's the Donkster going over on every single bet. What's that, Donkster? What do you have to say to me? Don't you dare curse in front of your father. One good night does not a good better make. Chelsea, I will not have this sort of behavior. I don't know how you discipline Blake. I'm sure you're a great mom, but I'll tell you something. That donkey, I'm going to take him out to the woodshed if I get any more lip.
Yeah, because you're not a good dad.
No, I'm a great dad because my donkey will behave. He will be the best behaved donkey on this block. While Blakey's running around the playground, my donkster's going to stay in his pen and he will be obedient.